Hello everyone and thank you for watching my video. Today we are going to talk about sequences. We are going to understand what sequences are and how to write them. Sequences, it's a very important topic in Calculus 1 and almost all the exams have one question, at least one question about sequences. So it's very important to understand it. So what a sequence is? Sequences are sequences of numbers, as you can see it in the name of the word. It's a set of numbers that sometimes has any rules between them, and sometimes it's very hard to understand the rules. Like one number is bigger than the other and things like this. So let's look at the basic sequence. an equals 1 over n. Sometimes you can see this kind of writings. Some of the teachers uses these types of brackets, but I'm not going to write it like this. I'm going to write it like 1 over n without any brackets. N is a positive number that is integer, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and goes like this. N means the place in the sequence. If we say A1, what will be the first number in the sequence? We just plug 1 in n, going to be 1 over 1, and it's 1. So this one means that the first number in the sequence, number 1 in the sequence, its value is 1. A2 will be 1 divided by 2, or half. It means that the second number in this sequence equals 2. And going like this, n can reach infinity. Theoretically, it can be any positive integer number you want, and it can reach infinity. Let's say A1000 is 1 over 1000, and it goes like this. This is one example of a sequence. There are infinity numbers of sequence. You can imagine any sequence you want. Let's say sequence number 2. Bn, let's name it another word, can be square root of 2 plus 3 times n divided by 17n. I just invent this sequence. It could be anything you want. So let's say I want to understand what will be the first number in the sequence, b sub 1. We just plug 1 instead of n. It's going to be square root of 2 plus 3 times 1 divided by 17 multiplied by 1. It can be any number you want. It's square root of 5 divided by 17. If I want to know what will be in the 100th place, I will just plug 100 instead of an n. It's 2 plus 3 times 100 divided by 17 multiplied by 100. I'll take a calculator and find this number. Let's take a look at our last example. As I said, sequences can be any type you want, of any form you want. Let's say that Cn will be our third sequence, and it will be equal to 2 times n plus 1 divided by natural logarithm of n squared. As you can see here, number 1 doesn't exist. Let's erase the board and talk about it in more details. Sometimes not all the numbers in the series can be plugged in. For example, you can't plug n equals 1 because you will get C1 equals 2 times 1 plus 1 divided by natural logarithm of 1. Natural logarithm of 1 equals 0. So it's not defined. Most of the times you won't be needed to deal with these things, with undefinitions in the sequences when we're talking about sequences. So what you can learn from this example, that n can start not from 1, but it can start from other positive integer number. In this case, it starts from 2. So C2 equals 2 times, I just plug 2 instead of an n of 2 square, and you understand the principles here. In many cases, in such cases, when one of the numbers is undefined, you may see this type of writing. They can write you the sequence Cn equals 2 times n plus 1 divided by natural log. And here you see n starts from 2 till infinity. This sign means infinity, that n can be any positive integer number. It can be so big that it can reach infinity. We will talk about this infinity in the next videos, because this infinity means limits. Because infinity is something that doesn't exist. I can reach infinity. I never can go to infinity, because no matter how far I count, there always be a bigger number. So this infinity is a very important issue in Calculus 1. We can say that when we start talking about sequences and limits, this is the first time that we are meeting real calculus. Till now we talk about some sort, I don't know, it depends on the place you study, but until you start talking about limits, you're not talking about calculus. So this is the reason that I decided to make a course that talks only about limits, because it's a very important issue to understand and very important topic in exams.